Okay, we'll start. Welcome to the this communicative English class. See, communication, particularly for that matter in any language, is to share our thoughts. We want to share our thoughts to somebody else, to our neighbors or to our students who are studying with us, to our teacher, to our parent, etc. There, who is the sender? In the communication, who is the sender here? When Pranav speaks to his teacher, who is the sender?
Sir, the students, sir.
Yeah, the Pranav is the sender because he talks to his teacher. Pranav is, who is the receiver?
Sir, teacher.
Teacher is the receiver. So there is, in any communication there is a sender and a other receiver. So in between, what is called a channel is there, a media is there, a medium or a channel or whatever you call it. Okay, that include the media in medium in which you speak. Maybe it's Tamil or English or Hindi. That is one. Number two, the tone of the talk. Everything will come under in between. That is no, that has to, I mean, these what type of tone or what type of language, I mean medium, what is the speed at which you speak, it is in whose hand? Is it in the Pranav's hand or the teacher's hand?
Sir, in my hands.
Yeah, it's Pranav's hand. So this is what you should keep in your mind when you speak. You are, everything you have in your hand only. So you should be, able to maneuver these things so that it reaches to the receiver. In this case, the teacher. Right? So you have to understand the teacher, their capabilities, their background. Accordingly, you should speak. Suppose the teacher understands only Hindi. Is there any point in Pranav speaking in English?
Sir, no, sir.
No. So here you need to understand the receiver. Anybody who understands the receiver and then speaks, they become their effective communicator. So the first and foremost is understanding the speaker. Now we are going to do an exercise. The exercise is that about our football, FIFA. Have you heard of FIFA? International food competition games are going on. Okay. Now you have to explain, Pranav or Santana have to explain a particular game or particular thing about football to one student, another co-student, and to teacher. Two different people are there. First, let's start with Santana. Santana, you explain something about football, whatever happened yesterday, or maybe in your case, constitution, because football may be new to you, or any subject. First, you explain or you talk to your teacher, and then you talk to Pranav. Let's see what is the tone of the talk.
Okay, sir. So first, I want to talk to teacher about something, sir.
Correct. Any same subject you should talk to Pranav also. If you are talking about football,
Okay,
you should
sir.
talk about football to both.
Okay, sir. Sir, football is a game which we play with our legs. If we touch our, if we touch the ball with our hand, means it is termed as a foul. So the opponent team have a chance to kick that ball on the time, and if a person kick the ball to the goal, means it
Okay,
is
this
scored
you are
as
talking to whom? This is to the sister teacher or to Pranav?
so teachers.
Teacher. Okay.
If if a person kick the ball towards the goal, towards the opposite goal, so that he will get a score, and win in match.
Mm.
Football is my favorite game too.
Mm.
I play football uh, in our school in regular PT period,
Mm.
uh, and we have two PT period per week.
Okay, we will stop here.
All
Now,
the time.
Pranav, you tell me which are the sentences which he has spoken now about football to his teacher is not required. He made some four or five.
Sir,
Uh, Sorry.
sir, they have two PD periods in a week, sir.
Yes, they have two PT period. That is not required. That particular sentence.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, that is not required. Then what else is not required? You tell me. Okay, out I think he spoke about five or six sentence. Out of it, these two PT periods is there is not required. Okay, then what else? What is his first
Sir,
sentence? Yeah, what is his first sentence?
first sentence that we should play the football with the legs, sir.
Is it required?
Sir, no, sir. You have
So
to
that is
play.
also not required. Okay, two sentences are not required. If you really look at whatever he has spoken today, half the thing may not be required there. Half the thing is known to the teacher. It is not something new. So now, what are we coming to the conclusion? We are coming to the conclusion the content of the topic is very important when you speak to somebody. Suppose if this boy Santana speaks to a young boy of fourth standard or fifth standard, or maybe Pranav, then do you think Pranav the first sentence is required?
Sir, no, sir.
Even there. So suppose for a third standard student.
Sir, yes, sir.
Right. Okay, let's say a third standard student. If Santana speaks to third standard student, then the first thing is required. Even the last sentence, we have two PT periods, it may be required because he wanted to tell that his school is giving two periods PT period. So that is also required. So yeah, the same topic, whatever be the topic, yeah. If you speak to some, you can switch off, yeah. If you speak to someone, then you have to understand who is the receiver. Accordingly, you have to change the topic and you should not give the information which is already known to that receiver and you should not repeat also. Whereas when you go to the kids, the third standard boy, it may be worth repeating because that boy's understanding power is not as good as the teacher. Maybe you have to repeat once or twice the same sentence. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is
Yes,
what
sir.
we learned today. We learned today when we speak to somebody that the most important thing is the content. Secondly, in that content, what all is known to the receiver already that we need not repeat. And we need not talk because already known to him. You can assume they know about it and then you can speak only the content which is known to them or which is new to them or which may be controversial sometimes. That is the kind of thing. But what is the most important sentence that he spoke in that particular five or six sentences? To his teacher, he said five or six sentences. I'll repeat the sentence. Now you tell me. Let me see whether I can recall. He said the football is a game which is played with legs. If the opponent, if the player touches the football in hand, it is a foul, right? And then the kick will be given to the opponent. He said, and football. I like playing football. He said that is Santana like playing football, and then in the PT period he plays football, and then his school has got two PT periods. That also he said. What else? I think I covered all the five or six thing. Maybe one or two I missed. In this, which is the most important or kind of
So second point,
what is the
sir,
second
if
point?
if the opponent touches the ball in the hand, we
Yeah, if the
the
player,
opponent
any player for that matter, if the player touches the ball in the hand, then it is a foul.
the
Am I
opponent
correct?
the opponent gets the chance to
Yeah,
get the ball,
chance.
sir.
But is it really correct? Is the content really correct? Santana, you tell me. Hello.
Yes, sir.
No, I am asking a question that if the player touches the ball in his hand, it is called foul, and the chance will go to the kick will go to the the opponent. I am asking whether this content is 100% correct.
Sir, if we touch the ball only,
No, no. Anybody
the
touches
ball
the
is
ball.
going.
Anybody touches the ball in hand is a foul. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So whether opponent or your this team or that team. But is that correct sentence? Pranav, you tell me. You just look at with your eyes and see what is wrong with it. Suppose if the goalie touches the ball in hand, what is it a foul?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Ah, so what we have to think before talking whether the
Sir, if
content.
the players touch the ball.
Yeah, no player other than the goalie. You have to say that. So many a times we think the content is perfect and it is suits to the situation, but then the content has to be accurate. That is all. So first one is you have to make the content accurate. You have to make the content relevant to the receiver. It means that the content is already known to the receiver. You need not speak, and content which the receiver is expecting that you should speak, or which is non to known to him, but he wanted to know that you have to speak. Santana, do you agree? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
When you next time when you speak to anybody, you think twice whether this content is required to that particular person or not, and if it is required, whether it is the right time to talk to him. Right? Sometimes the timing also makes a difference. If you go and tell somebody in the morning, good night, what will happen? Early morning you got up and you are going in the colony, and one mama is coming up opposite to you, and he says, Mama, good night. Is it correct?
No, sir.
No,
So
sir.
it is the timing also is important. So now two, three things. One is the content, other one is the timing, third one is the tone of the talk, right? And whether each of these sequence of sentences is is kept in order. You should talk some sentence first, then some other sentence second, third, fourth, like that. The sequence should be proper. All these things you should take into account. Now I will ask Pranav to talk on any topic to, let us say, to Santana, not to teacher, to Santana. Any topic of your interest, you speak about 5 or 6 sentences.
Yes, sir. Sir, in basketball,
Yeah, you talk to
I'll tell about basketball.
Mr. Santana Anna. I am going to tell you about basketball. Like that, you start like that.
In basketball, we should not hold the ball and run. If we hold the ball and run, it is a foul. And we should tap the ball while running. And if we put the ball into the goal, we get 1 point. And
Basket, into the basket. Yeah.
into the basket, we get 1 point. And who puts more points, they are the winner. In our PT period, in our school, we play basketball, sir.
Okay. Okay. What was your first point?
So that if we catch and run the ball, that is a foul, sir.
Yeah, you should not keep the ball in your hand for more than some seconds, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
For a longer
Or else
period.
we should pass the ball.
Yeah,
to
you should
someone.
pass the ball, or you have to tremble the ball. No, what is
Yes,
that called?
Tackling.
Eh?
Tackling, sir.
No, yeah, tackling. It's called tackling.
Dribbling also.
Dribbling.
Dribbling.
Dribbling. Okay, so that's called dribbling. Okay, you should dribble the ball, right? Okay. Now Santana. So what else? Suppose you have to talk to the same subject to Mr. Pranav. What are the other points you will talk to him? Already whatever he has spoken, you don't repeat it. You speak on basketball, but whatever he has not spoken.
Okay, sir. In our school, we do have a basketball. I I did I rarely play a basketball because I not have interest in it. Uh, and some special PT masters have have give training in basketball. If I interest me in, I will join that and I will play. But I didn't have interest. I have interest in football, but I didn't know. I know to play, but I didn't play well in football because
Okay.
I have no interest in sports.
Okay. So he has spoken couple of word sentences which is new to you. One is he is not interested in basketball. That was one thing. Secondly, he said there is a special coach in his school to train the students on basketball, right? And he was trying to speak about football versus basketball, but he has just he started off, then he did not complete the sentence. I don't know what he was having in his mind. What was the thing you wanted to compare basketball and football? What was the thing it was there in your mind?
Sir, I have uh, I have no interest in sports. So
Oh, that you said.
uh,
He was not
yes, sir.
interested in sports.
Yes, sir.
Correct. But then you were
But
actually you are referring to
I
football
love
also. What for you referred the football? Did you say football in your speech?
yes,
Yeah.
sir.
What was the thing you are trying to convey?
Sir, I did. I like football, sir, but
Oh, acha, acha. Okay. He says
I not
he likes football, playing
play well,
football,
sir.
but not
I like,
basketball. Right?
sir. I not play well. Uh, Sir, football I will not play well, sir. Like that I do.
Okay, okay. No, no, no. You said you like football, playing football, but not so much basketball. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Overall, you don't have much interest in sports. Number one, games. Second, you like football better than basketball. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So, Mr. Pranav, did you understand all the things he tried? He spoke.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good. So, whenever you wanted to convey, so now we can say Santana made his points clear so that the receiver understands everything. Suppose Santana speaks 100%, receiver receives only 70%. What does it mean? 30% is lost. This is a typical problem for any teacher, people like me who teaches. I may be thinking that I have conveyed, I taught 100% whatever I wanted to teach on that particular day. But then did I really teach 100%? No. I have taught only 70 or 80% because 20% of the thing it could be a repeat, so which is not useful for the students today, or it did not convey any meaning to them because I have actually broken the sentence, or I did not complete the sentence. That also could be a problem. So the lesson which we learn is you have to complete the sentence. Second is you should not break the sentence and then keep it incomplete. So these are the lessons. Any sentence which you start, you should complete that sentence. You should not give a ambiguity or a choice for the receiver to guess what you are trying to say. But in this case, Santana made it very clear. He did not give any chance to guess from our side. He said, I am not so much interested in sports and games. Maybe he should have used sports and games or games. But I like playing football compared to basketball. That's what he said. But Mr. Pranav, do you think that he should have given some reason for it? Why he liked football more than basketball? Did you expect a reason for it?
Sir, no, sir. Because many members like
No,
many
but
things.
had he given the reason, then it would have been a better talk.
Yes, sir.
Ah. So, Mr. Santana, now you have to understand, whenever you are making a statement, if you actually back up with some reason, back up with some statistics, back up with something, then your speech makes more meaningful to the receiver. No, that is also an important lesson you should learn. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, that is one
Yes,
thing.
sir.
Yeah. So because sometimes what happens is we may speak something, but then it will not have any link between the sentence which we spoke before or sentence which we speak after. Suppose I say I like football, playing football more than basketball. And before one sentence before what we say, you said I don't like sports and games. Okay, then you paid this. The next sentence you are talking something else. So the link may be missing sometimes when we talk. But if the link is established, then your speech will become more meaningful, more sweet, and more receptive. The people may be willing to listen to you. And one of the important thing is for any speaker is to make the people to listen to your talk. They will listen to your talk only when there is a link. Sequencing of sentences there. The sequencing of sentence should be proper. Instead of that, if the sequencing is not proper, maybe each sentence makes a very good point, but the sequencing is not proper, then probably you don't convey it properly. This is one thing. Now we will go one last thing. Our Pranav, you make a speech, not to anybody, any particular person, speech on anything, where the sequencing of sentence is proper, on anything you wanted to say, not necessarily to Santana or to me or your teacher. In general, you speak on some particular topic, where the sequencing of sentence should be proper. You think over and then talk. Similarly, Santana, you make on any topic for that matter, but then 4 or 5 sentences is more than enough. Make sure the sequence makes sense. Hope I made it. You are able to understand what I am meaning by that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Maybe now Mr. Pranav can talk about rainy days in Hosur. Maybe you talk 4 or 5 sentences on that.
Yes, sir. So, in many places, there there are heavy rains in this climate, sir. Talking about Hosur, sir.
Correct.
In here, today we have sunny climate, sir. But yesterday and today morning, it is very hot, cold, sir. And there are more snowfalls, sir, in Hosur.
Okay.
And the climate is very cold, so we should put jacket or sweater while going out to school, sir.
Correct.
And nowadays it's not raining, sir. Little bit it's raining, sir. But before it was raining very heavily, sir.
Okay. Enough. Now he made some 6 or 7 sentences. If you have observed it, he started off with rain. Then he went into cold and climate, sweater, jacket, etc. Then again he came back to rain. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So instead of that, if he had completed all the sentences about rain in the first 3 sentences, then later on you go to the cold and then to the jacket, would it be better?
Yes, sir.
So that is what you have to say. Suppose you say like this. In this season in Hosur, we generally receive good rains. This year also we received good rains. But fortunately, yesterday and today there is no rain. Yesterday was a sunny day. But then early morning it was very cold. And you need a jacket to go out in the mornings and in the late evenings. Like that, if you make 5 or 6 sentences, that rain part you have completed in the first 2-3 sentences, and then you came to the cold part, and then you came to the wearing the jacket.
Yes,
So
sir.
that is how you should think and sequence your sentence in such a way that it makes more meaningful, more logical, a lot of sweetness added in your talk. Okay, now we'll go to
Yes, sir.
Santana. Santana, you choose any topic Sequence 4 or 5 sentences and then speak.
Okay, sir. Sir, may
Yeah.
I talk about my favorite subject?
Yeah, yeah, carry on.
Okay, sir.
Anything.
My favorite subject is maths. Uh, I I studied I study well in maths. Um, from first standard itself, I score first mark in maths, and I like maths very much because in all subjects we want to memorize something, but in maths we no need to memorize anything. We want we want we just apply something only, so we no need to memorize anything. So I love maths very much. Um,
Yeah, I think enough. I mean, he made three different points. First point he said, I like maths. Very good. Second point he said, I used to score first rank from first standard onwards. Fantastic. Third, he said, why I like maths. He said, I like maths because you need not memorize anything. Fourth, he said, you only thing is you should know some technique and some logics in some formulas in understanding maths. So these are some. That is the reason why I like maths compared to other subjects. Am I correct?
yes,
So
sir.
this is the way he did. I think you did nice this time. The sequencing is better. So likewise, whenever you get an opportunity, whenever you are asked to make a speech on any topic for that matter, initially give a thought, and you will get at immediately will because since the subject is known to you, will get at least 4 or 5 sentences. Sequence it, and according to your sequencing, if you speak, you will feel more confident. The receiver will receive it better, and you will be considered as a good communicator. Understood, Pranav?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what all we one is first important thing is the content. The other important thing, who is the receiver? You have to understand. Accordingly, you should speak. Third is sequencing of sentences, which will make no, the the speech more sweeter and more palatable by the receiver. These are two things we learned today. We'll close at this today. We'll again meet on next Sunday with much more techniques. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Bye.